What's going on, peoples? We're back again for another Sticks and Convos. Bobby Saunders, DeAndre, couple sticks.
Your favorite cigar host in the whole wide world. Nobody's gonna be like us. No, right? Nobody can beat us. We a special cloth alert.
Oh, man.
We the special cloth alert cigar sewers.
So what you smoking on, D?
Let me see. This is the Macanudo, y'all. So I don't have the ring with me, right? Well, actually I do. The ring's in here, but this is usually what comes with it. There's a couple of types of Macanudos, but the vintage one comes with the ring. So it's just a little, aesthetic to it and whatnot. But I'm not having it with it.
Yeah.
What you got?
I got this cigar from the Dominican Republic.
You got it from the Dominican Republic? You went there?
Man, it's not. I didn't go there. But it
Have
came
an
from
eye,
there,
boy.
man,
Have an eye.
But it's the La Flor Dominicana, the double Delgado, fucking huge ass, big fucking stick, bro. We're gonna be here for a long
That's
time.
what she said. I was coming with it, boy. I was coming with it.
That was good, yo.
That's why you kept saying what you said, boy.
That was good, yo.
Have an eye.
But yeah, man, we about to enjoy these cigars and let's have a good convo. Today we're gonna be talking about relationships and how relationships is a two-way street. And a lot of times when it comes to relationships, we put a lot of output into relationships, but don't receive a lot of that. Like, we don't receive anything back. All right, so go ahead, man.
Man, today's a good day. Sunday, you see the sun beaming on our faces and shit. We went and picked up trash, here a little bit around the city, and we kind of tired, you know what I'm saying, but we love y'all, so we we want to grace y'all with our presence today. No, but anyway, like Bobby said, relationships, how they molded us into who we are today. We can talk about platonic relationships, like friendships and whatnot that were built over time, especially over the course of over the course of how him and I been knowing each other. We've seen each other go through certain types of platonic relationships and in and out, and we realized that the biggest mistake from it all was we didn't take the time to vet certain people the way we should have. Right?
Yeah.
Biggest thing to take from that.
Yeah. And what it means about vetting, like, just understand the person you are, right? So, especially for platonic relationships, friendships, whatever you want to call it, how you ever want to disguise it, vetting those relationships and at least having the same principles, the same values as yourself. We in this whole facade world of social media, we like to claim everybody as our friend, in which that is usually not the case. In my lifetime, I've had, so the 9 people that I have down and out, there's only 9 people in my life that I can actually call and be like, hey man, I'm down and out, help me please. Nigga, right? So, with that, I think we have to understand that who are our friends, or who are versus who are our associates, because those people that you associate yourself with around are usually not the people who are going to be somebody that you can literally rely on if something hits the fan, shit hits the fan. Alright, so make sure you align your people that fits you as a person, your principles, your morals, and your spirit, right? So a lot of people don't understand how spirits are aligned, which that's gonna be another segment. But make sure your spirit and that friend's spirit is in line and cohesion with each other, because if not, then you're gonna be aggravated by the smallest details, the smallest things that your friend does, which causes arguments and things of that nature.
Right, right. And I mean, everything, you're not going to like everything somebody does as far as your friend and whatnot. But we have to be, we gotta be careful, really. We really gotta be careful out here, especially in this generation. It seems like everybody's gunning for each other in some way, shape, or form, because there's so much opportunity at your fingertips. There's so much access, you know, access with little rules, right? We didn't come into this type of world with a lot of rules, or a lot of I don't want to say restrictions, but like regulations, if you will. So with that being said, people will hit you up. For example, will hit you up on social media, maybe on Instagram or whatever. They'll see what you're about, see from your post what you're about. They want to connect with you and stuff like that. But IG, from that point on, from that moment that they send you that message, you are responsible for how you communicate with that person. A lot of people get into these scams, and because somebody called them friend and everything like that. Oh, that's my friend, that's my home girl, that's my homie, whatever. And you ain't even met the person in person. You heard? So you ain't done that, but you call them your friend. You feel me? So like you now come into a situation where they got you in a vulnerable spot, and you may have opened up certain information to them. And so that's why I was talking about, and then also Bible was talking about vetting people, making sure that, there's levels to this shit. They're an associate, whether it's business or personal. They're an associate starting out. Then depending on the dynamic, then they could become your buddy. You feel me? And then it just goes up from there. Y'all gotta be able to understand the channels of relationships. And that's, man, I was just thinking about that. The channels of relationships. I don't think I've ever heard people really talk about that.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying?
So what would you mean about channels of relationships?
So like I said, an associate, whether it's business or and some people, and a lot of times there will be people that will stay at a certain level, and that's it. That's all. They'll never go higher and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
They can only go lower. Basically, lower is like no contact.
Go smoke.
Go done. Bye, nigga.
Get your ass out of here.
Bye, bitch.
You thought your ass was something. Your ass ain't shit. To the left. To the left.
No, but we goofy as hell. But no. Then, like I said, like maybe somebody could be a buddy. From that point, they're an associate. You know them by name. They know you by name, and whatnot. And then they get to, after a certain period of time, they become buddy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then after that, then they can then get into from buddy to friend. That's a big leap. That's a big leap. And that takes a lot more time than people think.
Yeah, that does take time, and you heard me say this countless times before. Battle testing, so battle testing, is ensuring that if shit hits the fan, things gonna happen between between y'all and versus with the two of y'all versus object, persons, people, something, right? So making sure that y'all's friendship is solid, right? Compared to whatever that y'all are up against. So for instance, um, two of y'all are in the club, right? Somebody, either you or somebody gets slapped. All right, what's gonna happen next? Is the friend, quote unquote, gonna just like, hey man, it's all right, man. Bro, come on, man, just take the slap. We don't need to do nothing no more.
It reminded me of Kevin Hart when Kevin Hart said, "Well, I gotta let you have that."
Or is both of y'all going to be be fighting in the club versus whoever slaps you? All right. So that's gonna be like the premise of the battle testing is your friend going to be sticking up with you in times of adversity, essentially. All right. And battle tested people, friends, ex friends, all the time. And now there's only two of us. Oh man, and this is like these are friends I actually call like good friends,
Right.
um like really really good friends. Been friends for what
Yeah, over 3 years.
over 3 to 4 years, right? But it comes a time in people's lives like seasons change, and when seasons change, people uh, obviously people change with those seasons. So maybe that friendship was only a seasonal friendship, right? So that comes with friendships, relationships, and business relationships. And I'm a big believer about this is that as times change, and if you really, really value your relationship, whether if it's a friend, if it's a wife, girlfriend, whatever, boyfriend, or if it's a business relationship, you always continuously have to understand that person, understand the environment they're in. If they're changing seasons, understand the seasons that they're changing into or blossoming into, because people think that keeping like being real or being 100 or whatever is something to be proud of. No, it's not. There's nothing. It's nothing to be proud of when you're the same person for 20 years, right? You're the same person for like 50 years. Everybody's going to need to evolve. If you don't evolve, then you're going to be 20 years old for 20 years. Come on now. So even the $100 bill has been upgraded. Got the fucking magnet, like a little strip on it now. You used to didn't have that, right? So make sure you're evolving, and make sure your friends are evolving with you. If that's not happening, then there's definitely going to be a divide.
And those are all very good points. One of the things I wanted to mention was to your situation or your point to keeping it 100 and whatnot. Now, while yes, everybody changes, as seasons change and everything like that. Uh, I think a lot of times when people talk about keeping it 100 and whatnot is they really like in the face of adversity, or even if it's not even adversity, it can be just the simplest thing. You don't even have to be it don't have to be a big issue. It can be just as simple as like, did you do this situation that I asked you to? Right? No matter what types of seasons change and how much you change, you've grown, evolved as a person or whatever. If you asked me to do something that was a maybe an important request or whatever, and then let's say I told you that yeah I did it, but then I didn't do it. like right then and there, but then I call you friend and everything like that. Is it? My fault, y'all. I thought it was going out, but.
Got you, bitch.
For real. No, but like you asked me to do something or whatever, and it's something simple, and I just said, "Oh yeah, I did it," just so I could get you off my back or whatever excuse that I want to use to justify why I didn't do it. And I call you a friend, or you call me a friend.
Yeah.
That right there. Now I gotta look at you sideways. You know what I'm saying? So. And it'll be something simple. Like, it don't have to be nothing big or crazy. You in a club and who slapping who and none of that shit. But that is a battle. That's a battle test situation, too. Because you know how things be getting in the club. Motherfuckers be... I say this from experience, y'all. They flake.
I mean, you're right. It don't even have to be the club situation.
Or anything like out in the streets or something like that.
It could be a situation where... you know, trying to quit drinking, right? I'm trying to influence your friend. Your friend told you he's trying to quit drinking or whatever. Don't try to influence him fucking drink. This is simple chemistry right there, right?
Right.
So it's like you don't have no respect of the progress or change that person is trying to make in its life, but you're trying to influence that person to do what you want them to do. It's a sign of control.
And manipulation. That's a bad word, man. I don't like that word. That word is so powerful. Manipulation.
Yeah.
Manipulation happens all too often, and whether it's directly or indirectly in relationships, it can be, and especially when it comes to romantic relationships. Let's go ahead and jump to that. Y'all, let me tell you something. The moment you see a sign, I'm telling you, don't even have to look at 5 red flags, and people be putting out shit talking about 5. Look at these 5 red flags. No, motherfucker, listen to that one. You see that one red flag? That one red flag could literally determine, depending on how much you've audited yourself, as Bobby said earlier. Have you audited yourself? Have you really come into yourself and know what you want, who you are? If that one red flag you see is something that can be a deal breaker, you need to run. And if it's a manipulative type of action, especially in the involvement of a romantic relationship, you need to let it go. We all too often want to keep our feelings, get our feelings too wrapped up. We're all guilty of it, trust me. We're all guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. I'm saying this from conviction. You get your feelings too wrapped up into it, and you stop thinking logically. We as men think logically more than we do off of our intuitiveness. So we need to go ahead, if we see something that is like manipulative in a romantic relationship, starting out or whatever, we need to, even if it's not starting out, let's say you down the line, you end up realizing it. You need to address it. And depending on how they react to you addressing them on it, that's going to determine where you need to go from there.
I would say, how do you know you're being manipulated though? If you're in that trance, how do you know?
Yeah. Love is blind. Let's say it out to the rooftops. Should we say it out? Love is blind.
Love is blind.
Having a. So anyway, no. Y'all seen that show, right? Love is Blind.
Nah. Actually,
Oh, you didn't see that yet?
Actually, I haven't.
I'm surprised T ain't got you on that.
Yeah, I actually haven't. What is it, on Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was,
Check it out, man. It's a crazy show. But Love is Blind, y'all. So I tell you what. Bobby had a real good question. How do you, if you in that trance of love, how do you get out of that shit? Well, you gotta pray. You gotta pray your way out of that. No, I'm just playing. But no, I honestly, you gotta. You, I had to throw that one out there and see if it catch and grab right.
You gotta pray your way out.
Yeah, see y'all. Let me throw that out there for y'all. No, but yeah, no, it's honestly it's not an easy fix. It's not an easy like I can't give an advice of like oh you're gonna know whatever. But I tell you what, some people do show their colors in the beginning. Take that for what it is. Now down the line, when you're involved, when you've been emotionally involved and financially and you know energy and everything like that, it's harder. It definitely is. And because you want to see the good in people, you can, and that's the empath. And if you're an empath, you're an empathetic person. It's it's harder. It's harder because you wanna see them change, almost to the point where you're trying to make them change. But you have to be careful with that because there's a fine line between that and manipulation there too.
Yeah, yeah. So, I would think, how can you get out of being manipulated? It's not easy. It's not an easy task at all. And what I'm about to say is probably not the. There's many routes. I would say that. And I think it all boils down to is the understanding people's vibrations. What's it called? Energy vibrations or whatever. And I think that comes with being spiritually in line, not just through having sex or whatever fucking case that may be, but being very spiritual and like in line, so like you can understand and know off of intuition that this don't sound right. Like somebody, because for instance, you know if somebody's telling you a lie or not. You have that intuition. You have that energy, because when somebody tells you a lie, it feels like a lie. So like ensure that you're in one with yourself to make sure that you know if somebody's telling you a lie, if somebody's trying to manipulate you, you can feel that. Now, I'm not saying that, as soon as you feel it, boom, get out of it. That's how you end up in the crazy house, right? So just if you're in a relationship, whatever type of relationship you may be in, slowly understand the facts that are being presented in front of you subjectively or subconsciously. Then with that, when you understand that evidence that somebody is trying to manipulate you, silently withdraw from that relationship, because the person that's manipulating you is going to say, "Oh shit, I'm not manipulating you. I'm just trying to make you into a better person." Motherfucker, like.
What happens though if you can't silence like if what happens if you can't silently leave? Like there's like somebody who literally they cause havoc. Like they're the type of people that they just want to start shit. You're not gonna leave. You're not gonna leave without a mark. Type situation. What do you do with that?
Yeah, stopping people out of lose.
But that's easier said than done, right?
It's easier said than done. Like everything that we're saying now, at this point, it's easier said than done, right?
Right.
So, like I said, like we don't with the manipulation portion. It's like if you can't silently leave, then you have to know that there's a problem, right? There is a problem. Once you understand there's a problem, then the next course of action is what are you going to do to fix this problem. So once you find out how to, once you figure out there's a problem, figure out how to fix this problem, then you will run into can you silently leave this relationship, or can you, or when you leave this relationship, there's going to be damage to it, whether if it's financial, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, or physically. There's going to be damage between those five type of allergies, right? So,
Allergies.
you know,
You got an allergy?
come on, man.
Oh, shit. Oh, no, I'm fucking with you. Oh, shit.
But yeah, there's gonna be damage between those five. So that's the road that you would have to go on. But as far as romantically, what would you say to somebody that is out there trying to look for a relationship romantically, but they want to get married, they want to get out, they want to do all that shit. What would you say to that type of person trying to actively find their quote unquote person?
Well, first of all, you got to be the person. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of people don't say that. A lot of people don't acknowledge that they're not the person that someone wants to, that someone's looking for as far as for the long haul. Right? That's the ultimate goal, marriage, right? At least for many of us. So, one thing that I took from somebody, I don't know if y'all know who Rebecca Lynn Pope is. Shout out to her. If she ever watches this. She's a relationship, life coach, expert, in all things relationships, really. And one of the things she said is that marriages are for mature people. Biggest takeaway I took from one of her things. She got Relationship Revolution going on right now. And she said that because a lot of times we're not really mature. I'm not saying like you're a kid and you got kiddish ways or whatever. We all have like a little kid inside of us, in some way, shape, or form, right? We all have that. But it's the fact that like how well do you take care of your responsibilities? How much are you accountable for for yourself, in whether it's your health, whether it's your finances, your relationships, platonic, or business relationships, or even work relationships. How these things are pinnacle when you want to be considered that person that someone's looking for. And so that pretty much goes into like what you see a lot of all over YouTube right now, with people talking about you need to be on your purpose, especially telling men, like specifically telling men, be on your purpose, because at that point, then that woman that you want to be with will come and complement that, right? That woman will come and join you. But if you're allowing that woman to come and take over your island, so to speak, if we want to use that analogy, or that allergy. No.
I'm listening to you, motherfucker.
Nah, see, I just want to make sure you ain't tuned out. But no, if you have if you want someone to join your island, you need to make sure you got shit going on, and not if I know it's exciting if someone that like you really bond with and click with. I get it, right? You really click with, and you think that, all right, this person, I need to spend all my time with them, and I need to make sure I'm at their beck and call. Actually, that's the opposite. These days, we got so much going on. We got so much to work for. We got so much to deal with and process. you can't be at somebody's beck and call all the time. You gotta be on your shit. Men and women. Be on your shit. And literally everything, like literally I hate to say it like this, but it'll fall in line with together. Like it'll fall into place. Because if you so much as focus too much on that person, they're gonna manipulate that situation. I promise y'all, they're gonna manipulate it. A year later, you're gonna find yourself behind the power curve where you could have been. Then you'll be singing this song of, oh, I shoulda, woulda, coulda. I thought I was gonna do this, and I was gonna have this type of money and be over here, and then next thing you know, you're not there. But guess what? You got to do, especially for men. We have to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, what do we got to deal with? Why did we allow ourselves to be manipulated for so long, and be taken advantage of for so long? Because we wanted to be at that woman's beck and call. It's crazy.
It's real.
It can ruin y'all, I promise you. I'm telling you.
It's real. So, what are we saying? We're saying basically ensure that you're working on yourself. When you're having a relationship, whether it's work, platonic, romantic relationship, making sure that it's coming into alignment physically, or not physically, spiritually, purpose, principle, and value. Making sure those are in line, right? And don't just stop there. Over time, people change. We all change. Ensure that we always continuously working on that type of relationship together, so that it can last forever. But I'm over here rhyming, man. Call me Sauce Bob. But anyway, but just make sure like that shit is in alignment, man. And that's all I got, bro. That's all I got. What you got, bro?
Yeah, just be on your purpose, y'all. Be on your purpose, man. You know, I don't want to seem too preachy. I don't want us to seem too preachy to y'all, but it's real out here. The relationship dynamic is so different than what it used to be. Now, my brother here, he's married now, happily married. About to have, flex, man, flex. You got to flex. Have a nine.
All them old heads that used to know what that was.
Happily married with a baby on the way and everything like that. My ass single, but it's okay, and it's okay to be in that realm, because you know we're all on different journeys, right? You know, he was in that boat, ready to be married. I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just a little transparent moment. I just got out of a 2.5-year relationship that ended out in an engagement. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about love through that relationship, and I grew. Honestly, I honestly grew. If people say that you can't grow individually in your relationship, they lying to you. You can. So I realized a lot about myself and what I needed to work on.
But did you realize that in a relationship or after the relationship?
I realized that a little bit within the relationship, but I didn't settle in it, right? I didn't walk in it. So that's what we were talking about earlier about the delusion, love is blind and shit like that. You can get entrapped and engulfed in that. And then, hindsight will end up being 20/20 for you. Once I ended the relationship, I had all my revelations. That like God was revealing to me throughout certain courses of the relationship. But you know, we all want to go ahead and go our own way and say we know more than God, right? And that's what happens. face the consequences. And as a man, I had to look at myself in the mirror and be like, yo, you fucked up.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, Ron. Yeah. You know, no, but I had to look at myself and be like, yo, you know, you just gotta be real. You gotta say you fucked up. And you gotta be okay with that. You gotta be cool with that. You gotta know that, hey, this is my L, but the L doesn't mean loss, it means learn. That L means it's your learning curve for the next situation. And that next situation comes with understanding your process, understanding yourself. I'm in therapy, you know, which is big for us as black men, you know, and just our community in general. I'm in therapy. And in therapy has also allowed me to have a lot of revelations about, you know, the relationship and how, like, what my part was in the relationship and then her part as well. So my advice to y'all, to sum it all up, really is just really go through that self-improvement. I mean, it's been commercialized, this whole self-improvement, self-care Sunday, all that bullshit. I mean, that's cool and all, you know, I'm not saying don't have those moments or whatever, but self-improvement needs to literally be on a moment-by-moment basis. Every day. Be better the next day. Understand something more about yourself the next day than you did the day before.
That's hard to do. It's definitely hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
What needs to be done.
Oh, we gotta stop lying to ourselves. Go ahead. Shit.
Yeah, go ahead and pick that up. Go ahead and pick that up.
You gonna say something?
I was gonna start preaching.
Oh, preach, boy, preach.
I was gonna start.
Preach, Brother Bobby.
So when you no, I'm playing, man. I can't preach right now. You know, I was gonna start preaching.
I'm tired ass ain't gonna preach. Preaching yourself to sleep.
Oh man, it'd be a lullaby.
I
I can't even say it, man.
It's gonna be an allergy.
It's gonna be an allergy. Definitely so.
But
But I hope y'all got some value from this. I appreciate y'all watching. I really thank y'all for tuning in. If you reached this portion of our video, we got something free for you. So if you subscribe and then email us at sticksandconvos@gmail.com, got something free for y'all.
All right, that's a word.
That's a wrap.
That's a word. Bow.